5 years now. We celebrate the joys together. We also feel the pain when things go wrong. And sadly, Sue Goldston, our wonderful make-up artist for well over 20 years, has suffered a massive bereavement in the past fortnight. And today, the funeral was held of her 18-year-old granddaughter, Lucy. All of us on the team send Sue, her husband John, and Lucy's dad James and mum Emma our deepest sympathy. Our thoughts are with them at such a devastating time. So time to get the action going on the whistle of the referee Joe Cobb. And it is a significant night this. It is of course the Queen's 90th birthday today. It's also the return of the King of Sky Sports. Steve-O is back. Welcome back, old boy.
Great to be back, Eddie, and I'm looking forward to this fantastic game. And what better than to have Wigan and Huddersfield, of course, last week. They really did get their defence sorted out against the Warrington side that have been playing exceptionally well. And what a day to come back. The Queen's 90th birthday. Happy birthday, Lizzie.
And she's not too far ahead of you, let me tell our viewers as well. Anyway, it's the Wigan Warriors who are in possession of the football with Lee Mossop. He gets them to within 10 metres of the halfway line.
You look at this Wigan outfit, Eddie, and on the bench you can see that their coach Sean Wayne has really gone for the big heavy pack. We know his type of coaching. He knows he likes to have that rugged approach, and they'll try to just upset this Huddersfield outfit in the opening 10-15 minutes. There he is, Sean Wayne, just trying to map out the plan A, plan B. But Huddersfield, of course, they'll be buoyed, especially by Paul Anderson, their coach, in as much to think that their defence last week was outstanding. They'll need to do that throughout this full 80 minutes tonight against a Wigan outfit that look as though they're mean business.
Ryan Hinchcliffe gets to his feet inside his own half of the field. Here now is Craig Hubie. Craig Hubie, 29 years of age, needs one try for 50 in a 12-year playing career, 48 of them coming for the Castleford Tigers. Danny Brough was the man on the ball, then he gets the ball away, and that is not the best pass out wide. It just drifted its way forward from Joe Wardle, but there was a chance there down the right-hand side for the Giants.
Was it ever? Opportunity there. They had the overlap. You could see that Wigan had been brought in. You can see the winger way out of position, and if it had been a decent pass, just went behind. Joe Wardle absolutely furious with himself.
I think you're going to see a lot of traffic down the right side of Huddersfield, left side of Wigan. Nick Gregson, I think he's going to expect to see a lot of Leroy Cudjoe. You get those two players one-on-one. I think the Giants fans would fancy Cudjoe in that one.
Wigan then with the ball in hand again, now inside the Huddersfield half of the field with Sam Powell at dummy half, and he gets it away to Matty Smith, looks for the runners, and John Bateman is the man. The ball flicks up off the fingertips, and good hands from Wigan via Gelling. It gets out to Charnley on the wing. Charnley nearly has the shirt ripped off his back, but he's halted on tackle number 3. Powell again down that right-hand touchline again with Bateman. Big collision then involving Ukuma Tai, trying to drag him over the whitewash on that far side.
Well, we saw automatically there Anthony Gelling, the big centre. What a great boost it is for Sean Wayne, the coach.
Brian Sutton gets the ball away to Ben Flower.
Good tackle there.
Underneath the sticks. Now then, here is a chance for Wigan. Little dab through in towards the in-goal area, and almost a mistake by Craig Hubie. It was a nice, delicate kick from Lewis Tierney.
It was good work as well by the prop forward Hubie. Put himself, he anticipated the kink. I'll tell you what, he just couldn't bend down quick enough. Luckily he got the left boot to it in the end.
So goal line drop out, the first of the match in the opening 3.5 minutes here.
Eddie, I think they like this middle channel, Wigan. Talking to Ryan Sutton before the game, he knows that man Craig Hubie, he needs to make sure that he's his target. He wants to outplay his opposite, and Wigan have gone into this game knowing that they got that result last week against Castleford, but they know it's going to be a physical encounter against the Huddersfield side who kept Warrington scoreless last week. So they'll have a lot of confidence, Huddersfield, from that game.
Nice work from Gregson to get Sargentson away. Sargentson trying to go inside. Hinchcliffe is brought down by 3. This is Sam Powell. Powell then to Smith. Smith gets it away. Bateman again, seeing plenty of the ball early on here. John Bateman was a a slight doubt coming into this match. He needed a fitness test just before the match. Passed it with flying colours. He's out there again tonight. Great performance last week. That's a good ball to Sargentson. It's even better wide. And this is a possibility. The ball is flicked backwards by Tierney.
They missed the chance there. That was a 2-on-1. That was a certain try, that.
Yeah, he went for the long ball out wide when he really should have given it to the centre. It would have attracted the winger into it. And then it was a quick ball out wide on the left. They really made a meal of that.
This now is Smith. He drops the pass off to Flower again. Ben Flower.
Surely a kick. They've had one already. Just to dribble into the in-goal area, surely.
Matty Smith will fire it wide to Sargentson. Sargentson then gives it to Gelling. Gelling looking to release the pass and does. It's Josh Charnley. Oh, and Josh Charnley has lost the ball backwards. It's play on. This will be a try for Anthony Gelling. Referee called play on twice and the try is given without reference upstairs.
Well, that's a fluke. It's as simple as that. They had the numbers. Sean Wayne, the Wigan coach, must have been furious that they did not opt for the kick. But he won't be furious now. He'll be happy. Anthony Gelling.
Yes, Gelling returning after missing the last three. He crowns his comeback with a try. His third try of the campaign. Important on this, gives Wigan the lead.
Well, you see the kick through there. Huby was the first one. Couldn't get down to it. No way of getting back into the infield. And this is where I thought that they surely would opt for the kick. And you could see the Sargentson went for it, and Gelling back on the inside. Charlie couldn't get anywhere, but Gelling gets a kick through, and that's a 4-pointer. It may be a little bit fluky, but it's effective.
Steve, it looks like they're just making it up, but I think what Wigan are doing here, they're just backing themselves. They're close to the try line, they're asking questions. Look at the strength of Josh Charnley. To not get tackled, not go down, offload that ball with three men around him to that man Anthony Gelling, who's jogging on the spot in support of his teammate.
Yes, Anthony Gelling with the opening try of the match. Wigan lead by 4 points to nil. 6 minutes or thereabouts on the board. Gelling, his last appearance was against Hull Kingston Rovers on Easter Monday, and he was in really impressive form prior to his injury. Here is Matty Smith now, making his 45th consecutive appearance tonight. And Smith with 24 goals to his name already. Can he make it 25 and make it the perfect 6? And the answer is yes, he can. Yes, he can. Wigan lead 6-0 against bottom of the table Huddersfield Giants. Good start for Sean Wayne.
Well, in the build-up, Phil Clark talked about the instinctive nature of Gelling, and you see he stays involved, whether that's a pass or a drop from Josh Charnley. Paul Anderson will say to his team, we need to be better than that on the last tackle. That ball is available, flapping about, and whether it's on purpose or by accident, it finds a Wigan player and costs us 6 points.
Gregson was the man underneath the kick-off. He slipped the pass to Ben Flower, and a good high-hanging kick allowed Cudjoe and Wardle to come up and get the Welsh international prop forward on the ground.
And you've got to see the upper body strength that you get from the likes of Anthony Gelling. He's capable of doing that flick in a way, but he was so alert, too alert for the winger Aaron Murphy.
Sam Powell, dummy half, centre field. So many stars missing for Wigan tonight, but they're lacking no fluency in the opening moments of this important match.
And then again you saw the strength, the upper body strength of Gelling. It looked as though he was going towards the sidewalk, and he just flicked the ball back on the inside. And again, hard work from this fella.
Cook Island international Anthony Gelling, England international Matty Smith on the ball now, spreading the play wide, and here is Oliver Gildart. And Gildart puts boot to ball, turns them around. This is Ryan Briley. First time we have seen him on Sky Sports in the Huddersfield Giants jersey since his move from the Lee Centurions. Hot property, this young man. Started in the halves, but now is operating at full back.
He's got an awful lot of talent, as this Wigan side as well. They've spun the ball from one side of the pitch to the other, just in 3 passes. They're asking questions, but I agree, Ryan Briley, well, he set the championship alight for years, and he's hopefully going to do the same in Super League.
It'll obviously take him a little bit of time to settle in. It is a giant stride, if you pardon the pun, from the Championship to the Super League with a team like Huddersfield. Great solid run there from Makuma Tai.
Well, the Giants coach Paul Anderson realises that... I was just about to praise Danny Brough in as much that, you know, when Danny Brough is on form, we always see the Giants play exceptionally well, but quite often, and Paul Anderson is fully aware of this, is the fact that there's too much weight on his shoulders at times, and maybe Ryan Braley can come in and take that first or second pass. He's not impressed, Mr. Anderson.
I tell you can praise, though, on that occasion, mate. Lee Mossop, absolutely brilliant, putting pressure on that man, Danny Brough. You can't sit back and wait for Danny Brough to come up with his plays.
So Wigan with a great opportunity here to make some ground with Willie Isa.
Yeah, and it's good work as well from the dummy half position. You can see that Wigan are utilising dummy runners. First one through, then a little pass out wide. It's causing all sorts of problems just a little wide of that play the ball area. Look, they're doing it again. Bateman in good form.
Yes, he is. An important tackle that came in on him then from Jake Connor. Here is Smith, finds Flower. Flower will drive it up towards the posts. We've reached tackle number 5. Last one coming up here. I wonder if they go left or right again here. They're coming down the left-hand side. Gregson, his pass eventually finds Gildart. Gildart switches the direction of this attack. That's a great kick into the arms of Gelling. Gelling looking to keep the ball alive and does so over the top to Bateman. He's missed by one. Now it's with Smith, and Smith will put the kick in looking for Lewis Tierney, but it just bounces and finds touch on this near side. But not a bad way to turn the ball over.
Well, fair play to Wigan. They're keeping it alive. 2 kicks, one to the left, then one to the right, and then they went for the left again. And I'm wondering whether Sean Wayne perhaps would have been looking for a little dribble. Remember, okay, it was a little bit of a fluke when Wigan got that first try, but it creates confusion when the ball hits the ground, Eddie, and you kick it. And we saw that from Anthony Gelling. You just never know what's going to happen with a rugby league ball.
Well, Huddersfield, they beat Warrington last week 11-0 at their own ground. They kept the leaders scoreless, and they had Michael Lawrence leading the way defensively. He himself had 60 tackles against his name last week, Michael Lawrence. An incredible number. Hinchcliffe, who dislocated a finger last week, but is back out there tonight, finds Brough. Brough then looks for the runner, who is Ty once again. He bounced away from the first would-be challenge.
Well, they've clashed a few times already. Akuma Ty looks like he's set himself the target. I'm going to run at John Bateman as hard as I can, as often as I can.
Oh, and it's another mistake. This time from Hubie. Brough with the pass.
Well, it was
with the spill.
It was on as well. Wigan thought it was going to be a long ball there from Danny Brough, and you can see it's just a short one. But you can see that Craig Hubie, at the last moment, he has a little bit of a look. Who's coming for him? It was Sam Powell that had him lined up. You've got to keep your eyes and concentration on the ball.
Well, that was good play from that man, though, Danny Brough, isolating Sam Powell, and he created the gap for Craig Hubie. It was the no-look pass as well, I think, that fooled Craig Hubie. He thought the ball was going to go out the back, but it was his ball. Clear break and an opportunity maybe missed.
Gregson gets the ball away to Dan Sargentson. Sargentson then to Gelling, the try scorer. Wigan are ahead by 6 points to 0. The ball was on the deck and he stepped over it. He's allowed to continue on.
That's good refereeing by Joe Cobb. No point in just saying you could have given a penalty, but Wigan are in an attack.
That's enough.
Great hit.
Big hit by Akuma Ty.
Well, I come back for the first infringement.
And Craig Hubie did something there as well to help restore his confidence and reputation.
That's a play designed to expose the big players. Have they clocked off? Are they still working? Well, the players in Huddersfield shirts, it's Craig Hubie and the tackling machine Michael Lawrence that said, you're not coming past.
But you could see that they were utilising Lee Mossop, the prop. He was going to be the dummy runner. It's a move that they work quite a lot, Wigan, especially with Matty Smith pulling the strings. But you're right, Craig Hubie's defence then, outstanding.
Chance then for Huddersfield to spring up the other end of the field. Quick play, the ball was required and they got it. And here is Leroy Tudjo, and Tudjo has broken through and he has support on his inside. And here is a chance for Ryan Brierley to open his Huddersfield account. It's his first try in Huddersfield Giants colours. And Brierley, the man who scored 133 tries in 125 appearances for Lee Centurion in 4 years, has come up with his first Super League try. And that will do his confidence the power of good. And the way that they constructed that, it will do Huddersfield's confidence no harm at all either.
Well, we saw Craig Hubie come up with an error, but it's his defence straight into Ben Flower. gets the knock on, they get the possession. This is good work. The switch from the open to the blind side. Cudjoe, that was poor defence, but take nothing away by the wonderful support play. This is what's made his name. And Briley will be very, very happy indeed with that. And so will the Giants coach Paul Anderson. This was wonderful work. Not the best defence from Wigan, but take nothing away from the support play by the fullback.
Well, there's a sign on the road in towards Wigan, and it says, "Welcome to the borough of Wigan, the home of the Wigan Warriors, Wigan Athletic and the Lee Centurions." And so Ryan Briley must be delighted to be back in the borough of Wigan tonight.
It reminds me of a young Danny Maguire, the way he poaches those tries and often gets on the end of those breaks, but it's the one-on-one. I talked about it in the first couple of minutes. Nick Gregson is going to have to learn really quickly how to deal with the footwork and the threat of Leroy Cudjoe, or he might have a bit too much traffic or more traffic to deal with.
24 years of age, Ryan Briley, Championship Player of the Year in 2014.
Well, you look at the size, and I refer to the upper body strength in Super League players over the past 4 or 5 seasons, but the one thing you cannot do is try to go high on the likes of Leroy Cudjoe. The upper body strength is amazing. Legs, that's the only way you're going to stop him.
Joe Wardle is stopped 20 metres away from his own line, plays the ball to Hinchcliffe. We have St Helens against the Leeds Rhinos tomorrow on Sky Sports 2 at 7:30. And on Saturday we'll see the Catalan Dragons, the high-flying Catalan Dragons. They're up against the Salford Red Devils, and that's at 5 minutes to 5 on Saturday afternoon. 2 great matches to come. Decent game in progress here. It's all square after a quarter of an hour between the team aiming for the top and the team desperate to get away from the bottom. Bruff's kick, though, is straight into the arms of Lewis Tierney. Tierney runs it back, but the welcoming committee is there. Josh Johnson.
Yeah, pretty good chase. Not the best kick. They could have tried to turn Tierney round.
And Gregson was the dummy half. And Ben Flowers getting through a lot of work, taking the ball up. First receiver.
Yeah, well welcomed as well by the other prop, Josh Johnson.
He's just relentless. His goal forward is brilliant.
Mossop now carrying the battle into the Huddersfield half of the field. Sam Powell waits. He's had a little glance to the left, but goes right. Matty Smith gives it then to Gelling. Gelling trying to get away, but can't from 3. Powell once again. Matty Smith had to reach for that, and Craig Hubie's on him in a flash. And Craig Hubie has got the ball back. That's great work from Hubie. He made the mistake early. He's come up with 2 priceless defensive efforts there.
Spot on, Eddie. And that's the sort of reply that you need. It wasn't the best pass. You could see there, Matty Smith is furious. That was a shocking pass, and he knows that if you're going to control the game, you've got to make sure that the pass is good, so it gives him time to either pass out wide, kick downfield. They're a bit confused at the moment, of the Warriors. Was that a shoulder charge?
It was a big hit by Oliver Gildart, whether it was shoulder or not. And here is Wardle again, and he's got Cudjoe on his outside, and he dumps the ball back brilliantly. A great offload that was. Here they come again, the Huddersfield Giants. And that was Kyle Wood. And Wood gets to his feet and plays the ball to Hinchcliffe. Now it's with Danny Bruff, and Bruff just tries to drift it over the top of Bateman. Bateman was alert to the opportunity then.
How smart is that second row of John Bateman? He anticipated that there was going to be a little kick over, and now Huddersfield have given away a silly penalty. The idea was good, but he reads the game so well.
First penalty of the game here, and it's Danny Bruff who's hanging on to Dan Sargentson for just too long for Joe Cobb's liking. So penalty goes Wigan's way.
Well, that's the frustration from Danny Bruff. He knows that he'd come up with a poor error. The kick wasn't good enough, in my opinion. But he knew that he had to try and make amends, and by doing that he tried to hold on to the ruck, strip the ball, whatever he was trying there. But he's a better player than that, Danny Bruff.
Danny Bruff will be at the touchscreen with John Wells at the end of this match. I think it's his second appearance of the season at the touchscreen as well. So he must have done something right first time round, because John is a very, very hard taskmaster. Here is Oliver Gildart now.
Good word again by Cudjoe on this occasion, the defence.
Sargentson, nice change of direction. shaped to kick wide or pass to the right-hand side, came down the left instead.
He's having a tremendous season, isn't he?
He is. His final season, of course, at Wigan, after the NRL next year. Here, meanwhile, is Ryan Sutton, who's got many, many years ahead of him in the cherry and white. Former England Academy international. Powell is the dummy half. Now it's with Matty Smith. He kicks wide, looking for Gelling or Charnley. Finds Gelling, who finds Charnley, and scrambling defence from Huddersfield, still on the last. Can they get Bateman down? Well, they don't have to, because he has gifted the ball. And it's Briley again! And Briley's away down the touchline. He's fleet of foot as this young man. And he's turned Sargentson inside out as well. And Sargentson comes back and recovers well. What a great counter-attack.
It certainly is. It's one thing when you get the intercept, and that's what Briley did. It's another thing when you've got support. And look at this, the way that Cudjoe carries that ball with one hand. It's so deceiving, but what a great run. Put himself in good position, did Ryan Briley.
Michael Lawrence now will take the ball forward into the Wigan quarter. Wigan is behind him.
Sorry, Eddie. Wigan look a little bit weak out on their right side, and they've got the overlap. He's got to give it.
Brough gets the ball wide, and it's a chance here for Jake Connor. And as Jake Connor got this down before his foot went over the whitewash on the far side.
He'll go upstairs.
I think he will. I think that's the answer that Joe Cobb will be looking for from Ben Thaler. Was he in or was he out? And there's a touch of obstruction in centre field as well, Stuart, that he spotted. So a lot for Ben Thaler to look at.
Yes, well, I didn't see any obstruction as the ball was moving across. Touches on the far side. He was the one that said, I think this is a try, but we'll just check to see whether he goes in touch first. So we'll have a look at the ball movement going across. That one there, no problems at all so far. It's Gelling's gone into tie, isn't it? He's gone through, so there's no problem there. Gelling's the man that's causing that issue. He's actually behind the ball, so it's nothing at all. So we'll just carry on to see whether the ball's touched down correctly. Does he manage to stay in the field of play? Remember, any part of his body that touches the touchline will cancel this try.
Whoa.
Well,
great work, Josh Charnley. What an effort.
Well, there's sufficient evidence that he's in touch.
What an effort. He gets beaten, gets back on his bike, and everybody thinks that this is a try up until that point there. Outstanding work from Josh Charnley.
Yeah, but they'll be disappointed, the Giants. They know they had the overlap. Amazingly, when Anthony Gelling, this will be the result. No try, surely.
No try indeed. Great work from Josh Charnley. Denies Jake Connor.
Tremendous work by Charnley. It had to be as well. And if you watch the replay, watch for Anthony Gelling. He's wonderful with ball in hand, but he came out in such an angle. Left so much.
Sorry, Steve, but we'll have that, Josh Charnley. That's as good as scoring a try. They were under pressure. Danny Brough, to suck two players in and deliver that pass was absolutely brilliant play from him, but great defensive effort.
You're right, Steve. Anthony Gelling makes a crazy decision, ends up with his back to play, and then, as I said, Josh Charnley, with 2 or 3 players to deal with, ends up saving the try. Tremendous stuff.
Well, Josh Charnley is usually known and is renowned as a try scorer. 147 tries in 151 appearances for Wigan. He has certainly earned his stripes there as a defender. Tremendous tackle from him. Keeps the scoreline level, and Bateman looking to pierce a hole in this Huddersfield defence again. Powell. Referee's got his hand up, so it is the 5th and last tackle. The ball dribbles its way into the arms of Jermaine McGilvray, who's back at the scene of his solitary England cap here last autumn against New Zealand. Super League's top try scorer. Waited until the 3rd match of the Test series and played his part in the series victory, did Jermaine. Well done to him. Great year last year. 10 tries already this.
He's been absolutely brilliant. What most teams do is try and commit numbers to the ruck, so they make the play the ball slow. What they do when Jermaine carries the ball is he commit numbers because he's that powerful. He's always looking to get that quick play of the ball, and he's got so much speed. Very dangerous.
Aaron Murphy goes down on tackle number 4, far side of the field. Jake Connor from dummy half, and it's now with Kyle Wood, who drops it off to Sam Rapira, who is just on the field, the former New Zealand international and the former New Zealand Warrior on a 2-year deal.
He was well spotted by Tony Clubb.
Nice kick from Brough into the corner.
Yeah, right into the corner.
It's a very good kick, and Sargentson has to run it back from 5 metres away from his own line. Then gives the pass to Charnley, who has a bit of a dash at Lawrence and company.
Isn't it great to see the combination? You can see the kick was good, pushed him into the corner, fullback Sargentson, and then Charnley just said, okay, we'll get a few more metres upfield by just doing the little run around.
Developing into a nice contest this, 22 minutes coming up on the watch, and all square at 6 apiece. Huddersfield, of course, with memories of last year. They boasted the best defence after 23 rounds, second best defence to Wigan after the Super 8.
Oh, big mistake there.
And they get the ball back.
Yeah, that's quick work as well. Drops on the ball straight away. Sutton made the error.
Big hit on Joe Wardle.
Huddersfield were a little bit slow to sort things out in their defensive pattern in the early 10-15 minutes, and now they've got to grips with it. They're slowing Wigan down. For 10 minutes, Wigan was so fast at the play the ball area, but they've diffused that. Oh, nice footwork.
Good footwork from Craig Hubie. Great stuff from him. Eventually, they pull him down 6-7 metres away from the line, maybe. Will they go right or left? They come back into centre field, or at least Hinchcliffe was hoping to do exactly that, but he was snared by Tony Clubb. That's good work by the Wigan substitute. Hubie, the dummy half, finds Brough. Brough then gets it away. Little dab towards the Ingle. Oh, and it's a penalty here for offside. A dab through was coming in from Kyle Wood.
Good work by
the referee, saw them all offside.
Good work by Joe Cobb, the referee, as well. He knew exactly that at least 2 or 3 Wigan players had got off that mark. Allowed play on. He's having a good game.
He is. This is Leroy Cudjoe. Danny Brough waits the dummy half behind him. He finds Wood. Wood then drops the pass off to Michael Lawrence. Good tackle low down by Sam Powell, who's been the Wigan top tackler recently. 53 from him last week against Castleford. This now is Cudjoe. That's good work. That's great work in defence by young Gregson, by young Gildart. Wardle looking to prize an opening, scrambling Wigan defence.
This is where Hinchcliffe perhaps should go on his own.
Fires the pass underneath the sticks to Brough. Brough then finds space for Wood. Wood then gets it wide. And here's a chance now for Connor, but no. Halted by Matty Smith. Quick play the ball, they got it. Wood this time a good dab, but picked out of the air easily by Mossop on the bounce.
Well, I'm not so sure Mossop did the right thing there. He didn't want to run with it, but he just saw John Bateman and said, well, here you go. You've worked hard. And again, an offload by Anthony Gallin.
Yeah, he's offloading for fun tonight.
Well, that's his game, isn't it? He doesn't want to be subdued. If you've got quality, you may as well just try it.
6 offloads from Anthony Gallin already tonight. This is Tolima Tautai. Powell comes into centre field with Sargentson wide to Gildart. Oh, Gildart just lost his footing there. Cut inside 2 defenders, sent them the wrong way, but Wardle was there to spring the tackle.
Yeah, the invisible man got to him on that occasion.
Gregson to Tautai.
But look again, Eddie, you can see how this Huddersfield defence, you can see how Jake Connor is coming in on the angle. They're forcing Wigan down the middle.
And down the middle they go via the boot of Matty Smith. That's quite a take from Brierley. There were 1 or 2 of us with a little question mark in our mind whether that was a knock-on or not. Gets the benefit of the doubt from the referee. Stewart.
It's a knock-on. He didn't get it first time.
Well, the body was, I think, covering what was going on from the referee Joe Cobb's view. Ryan Brierley then, a little bit lucky to get away with that. Riding their luck maybe, Huddersfield, but Rapira here now gets the ball away. They're coming forward once more with Leroy Cudjoe. And that could have been a flop from Billy Isa. He was down on the floor then before Isa came in over the top. The referee allows play to continue. Rapira once again puts the shoulder to the chest of Tautai.
He's worked hard since he got on Rapira. Doesn't do a lot of the flashy stuff, but he's taking 2 in a set of 6.
Now this will be interesting. This is coming out of the heavens. Sargentson does well though.
Oh, it wobbled as well.
It did wobble, and much more. His brain might be wobbling there because that was a big hit from Danny Brough.
You've got to be brave, haven't you, to jump up and take that, knowing that there's oncoming traffic and Danny Brough will kick the ball and Kyle Wood.
And perfectly timed the tackle from Brough as well. Feet were on the ground. This is Greg Burke now.
It was debatable, that, Eddie, whether Sargentson actually lost the ball. Did it touch a Huddersfield player before he got his arms back into it? It's pretty difficult for a referee to see it at that.
Offside here against Huddersfield, penalty to Wigan.
Well, they were trying to put the pressure on. Lewis Taney come up with a decent run, which led to the run from Greg Burke, who then gets the penalty. They were just trying to get off the line and dominate Wigan, knowing that they didn't want to give him this field position.
So here is Tony Clubb for the Wigan Warriors. 11th season in Super League for Clubb. This is Matty Smith. A little untidy. It was in front of Sargentson, but Gelling to the rescue. Another offload from Gelling. He finds Charnley. That's probably number 7 for Gelling, though he's just feeling the pain of something on his hand then after he got rid of the ball. Gelling back in possession once more with Sam Powell.
Huddersfield cannot hang back. They'll get confused.
Matty Smith just had to pause before he took that tackle. Tautai rode one challenge, trying to ride another from Hinchcliffe. Rapira's there, so too Craig Hubie. Just half a metre from the line. Powell with the pass to Smith. Smith turns up the middle. Good defence from Kyle Wood. Last tackle coming up here then for Wigan this set. Can they get something more out of it than a repeat set of 6? McGilvray is trapped in goal. They will get the goal line dropout.
They'll take that, Eddie, because I think the previous tackle they had 4 players in Wigan shirts looking for the ball. What they'd done is they'd set the play just outside the sticks, a 6 and 4 overload, trying to outstrip and get a mismatch of attackers against defenders. They certainly achieved that, but wasn't quick enough to execute and get the ball out. Sean Wayne, I'm sure he's sending those types of messages. Let's use the ball, find the space.
He looks a little bit confused there, Sean Wayne. He wasn't too impressed by the way that that came about, but they'll get another set of 6.
That's a great goal line dropout though from Brough.
Was it
to the halfway line?
It was about 1.5 metres in the field of play.
This now is Clubb who'll take it forward once again for Wigan.
I know sometimes you can be pedantic, Eddie, but sometimes the referee just gone completely ignore the rules and then, for some unknown reason, start blowing the pea out of the whistle.
Powell, the dummy half for Wigan. Matty Smith. Smith then gets it away. Sargentson backed out of the challenge of Cudjoe, who held on to his shirt, pulled him down. Gildart, dummy half. Gregson to Burke. And Greg Burke takes it forward.
Switch to the left-hand side, could be on. Bateman's way out on that right centre position. That's where they've gone.
With Matty Smith. And now with Sargentson. And Sargentson trying to get through. Jake Connor was on his back. Aaron Murphy came over to add a bit of weight as well. Gelling the dummy half. Went behind him. Picks it up. On the last. Matty Smith with a kick towards the post. Picked up out of the air.
Held up.
It was actually short. He did get over the line.
I think it was Willie Isa.
It was Willie Isa. You're right, Terry. Absolutely spot on. Willie Isa.
He's not the biggest, but he's one of the most committed that's playing this game. The ball goes in the air and it comes down in Willie's hand. He's thinking, what, has it come to me? Could it be over the line here?
Well, he wasn't, and that's why Huddersfield are having to work the ball away from within half a metre of their own line. They haven't made too much progress. Let's have a look at it again. He was just short, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Good work, though, on the floor.
Yeah, got underneath him, and that's what's needed. And sometimes, when you get a kick and they defuse it and it's a dropout, sometimes it's better if you're just going to give on the last tackle to be tackled just 1 metre away from the opposition goal line. And you can see now that the Giants are finding it very difficult to get anywhere near the halfway line. Therefore, the kick is not going to be all that good.
They've got some strength, haven't they, down the middle of the field of the Huddersfield Giants. Rapira and Ukumatai, Michael Lawrence. Danny Brough has pumped this out on the full. His kicking game last week was impeccable against Warrington.
Sorry, Eddie, another defensive win there. You see the kick pressure coming on Danny Brough. Week in, week out, teams will plan to put pressure on Danny Brough. It's one thing planning for it, but it's another thing coming up with the goods.
Yeah, last week Brough was in fine form with the boot. He forced 6 goal line dropouts, for instance.
But that was brought about, Eddie, with the defensive effort from Wigan. They forced the Giants to be kicking only 30 metres away from their own line. And that's why Danny Brough took the gamble.
Nice hands here from Wigan. Fluent move. Gildart on the ball. And Cudjoe on Gildart. Just delayed him. The other two came in for good measure. Willie Isa is waiting at dummy half. Gregson drops the pass off again.
Smith, second phase. They've gone on the slight blind side.
A good ball from Sargentson. Brilliantly taken.
Surely it was
by
forward.
Lewis Tierney. Brilliantly taken, that was.
Well, it looked forward, Eddie. I mean, he had to dive forward onto it on the ground.
Here Smith again goes down the right-hand side this time with the kick high. Oh, that ball came back, and it was a good job for Huddersfield that Danny Brough was there.
Certainly was. A winger just palmed it down. They could have been perhaps. Oh, that's a penalty.
Yeah, it's a high shot by Tony Clubb. He felt that, did Aaron Murphy.
Isn't it amazing? You apply all that pressure and then you just lose your marbles, get a little bit too high. Well, you can see quite clearly that Danny Brough had come from an onside position. But this is where you just throw away your advantage. All that hard work that Wigan have had over the last 10 minutes looked as though they were just going to pressurise and that Huddersfield were just going to fall apart, and then they give away a silly penalty.
Look at the players out for Wigan at the moment. O'Loughlin, Manfredi, who is their top try scorer, Williams, Farrell, Joel Tompkins, all out. Sam Tompkins yet to be seen this season, of course.
Mickey McLaurin as well.
Mickey McLaurin is another one. I know you're chairman of his fan club, Terry. You wouldn't let me forget that.
I just love the way he plays. Every tackle, he just puts his body on the line.
Rapira, and Powell putting his body on the line there. As I say, he's the top tackler last week, 53, and he got 53 again against St Helens on Good Friday. So he really just put himself about as Sam Powell, filling in for that man McIlorum for the rest of this season. Brough with an angled kick. Oh, it's a lovely kick too, and that is the second try for Ryan Brierley. He's starting to enjoy life in the Super League.
That's brilliant. There is no other word for that try, and the kick confused Wigan. He knows. They've practiced that on the training paddock, and Ryan Brierley has completely picked up. He knew exactly what Danny Brough was going to do. This was a silly penalty for Clubb. Went far too high on the winger Murphy. But this is sensational. There's no other word for it. Fabulous, sensational, maybe there's two words for it. This is brilliant.
Like right place, right time, isn't it? He's the poacher, he knows exactly where he's got to be. You put yourself where the action is. Maybe a couple of Wigan players just switch off. They think the ball's going away from them. Greg Burke just doesn't concentrate and look where that man's coming from. But wow, what a start to his Super League career.
Well, he got 15 hat-tricks for the Leigh Centurions. He's on the cusp of his first for the Huddersfield Giants. Danny Brough has added the extras. Fantastic, sensational, brilliant. Two words, Steve-O said, to describe it. I think that makes three in my book.
Well,
You're back.
Yeah, well, I'm not good at adding up either, but I'm sure Leigh fans sat at home will say we've seen this time after time. They had a similar relationship, or he had a similar relationship with Martin Ridyard, and one would instinctively know what the other one wanted. And if those two players, two important players for the Giants, Danny Brough and Ryan Brierley, strike it off, my word, there's some tries.
Fifth game in a row at fullback for Ryan Brierley. There he is underneath the kickoff. Gives it to Rapira.
Well, we've
Huddersfield
seen
with their noses in front.
We've seen some magnificent tries, Eddie, this season already, but for me, that's the best I've seen all year. Absolutely outstanding.
I think he said here that they've not played the ball properly.
That's right. He hasn't played the ball backwards, but he hasn't played it forwards deliberately. That's what he's saying. So it ends up with a scrum.
You know, the ridiculous part about that is he got his foot to the ball.
He's getting penalised for trying to do it properly.
Yes.
He didn't do it very well, though, did he?
Oh, Stu, give the lad a break.
Even so, when they roll it back, when it's against all the rules and regulations, that's a knock on.
Yes.
Oh, there you go, he gets it back anyway.
He does.
The rugby gods have struck.
Gelling is deemed by Joe Cobb to have attempted to offload the ball, therefore it is a knock on.
And because he's looking to get his arm free, he's looking to get that offload away.
That wasn't knocked out by Connor. You could see that the centre was trying to offload, so therefore it's a knock on.
That's fair game. That Connor's got every right to go to try and lock that ball up.
Yeah.
And it's a loose carry.
Sean O'Loughlin alongside his coach Sean Wayne will be slightly concerned that Huddersfield have taken this 6-point lead. I mentioned the absentees for Wigan. I should just mention that Scott Bricks, Jamie Ellis, Earl Crabtree, Daniel Smith in the forwards are out. Lon Patrick, by the way, allowed to join Castleford on loan until the end of the season only yesterday, and with a squad that's pretty skinny at the moment, you have to say that is a brave decision by the powers that be.
It's a brave decision, but they must be confident in what they've got. They might not think that there's a weakness in the forwards. They might not think they need to bring some money or release some money to bring some backs in. You never know. And again, just trying to control Jermaine McGilvray.
Such a powerful player, and he says, as a winger in the Huddersfield Giants, he leads the carries, he leads the meters, he leads the tries, and he works just as hard from his own line as he does near his opponent's try line. That's why players respect and admire him.
I think poor old Willie Iser, he contributed to his own downfall there, because it looked like McGilvray had lost the ball. This is Kyle Wood, meanwhile.
Oh, he did well. No, he's lost it.
Forward this time.
Yeah, it looked as though Lawrence
It was
had got hold of
Michael
it.
Lawrence.
Yeah.
But Willie Iser picked that ball up, and the referee saw it was in the Wigan hands, and he then blew the penalty.
Touchage on the near side gave the referee a call of a ball steal.
Okay.
He actually accused Willie Iser of the ball steal as well.
And Willie Iser was the man who picked the ball up off the deck.
Well, that was good work by Tierney. He just applied enough pressure there for us not to be able to catch on.
3 minutes to the half-time siren then. Lewis Tierney trying to work this ball away from his own line, own end of the field.
Now, this is where the Giants have to utilise a little bit of common sense. Don't give away a silly penalty. We saw it down at the other end, remember?
Yes, Jake Connor almost did then, and Ikumatai has done there, going far too high on Jack Bateman.
Why on earth, you know, you've got to use your brains in this. We are all right, we know that it's rough and ready, but Ikumatai, there's no way in the world that they're going to get away with it. The referee's going to see that.
Steve Ord. John Bateman.
John
it's a tough carry.
John or Jack, it's all the same.
Well,
it's the,
Jack's playing next week.
Powell, great talent though, John Bateman. This is Greg Burke. Sam Powell again waits. Can Wigan get themselves level to half-time? No, they can't.
That's a knock-on. Always furious with himself, Matty Smith. Again, the ball was just drifting away from him. There's been quite a few of, shall we say, not the best passes.
And they had depth as well. Sean Wayne won't like to see this. He's got shape, he's got the players where they need to be in the right holes.
Could have been allowed to play on.
Tough call, Stuart, that one.
I think he's just drifted forward from Matty Smith, and that's why they give it as a forward pass.
Problem for Jake Connor while we wait for this scrum to form. Clock held up.
You know, you look at the
it looks like he's going to have to be taken off the field here.
Oh, that's a shame. He's in a lot of pain. I just make interest in you look at Matty Smith and you compare him to the likes of Danny Brough, that both these players can take control out on the field of play, and yet they both have sort of a temperament that when it's not going right for them, they can lose control.
Danny Brough
are like that, aren't they?
Danny Brough, a lot like the halfbacks that I played with, he does everything on aggression. He gives it 110%. Matty Smith, a bit more composed in what he does. It looks a bit off to me, Matty Smith. I don't know whether he's carrying a knock or an injury, as we see Jake Connor, who's definitely not happy with something.
No, that looks painful. He was pressing the ankle, the physio, and he was jumping off the floor, was Jake Connor, and the signal has come out again that he's going to have to be replaced.
Yeah, he's got to come off. There's no way in the world he can run that off. And he knows it too.
Well, Paul Anderson has gone with a big bench. Rapira, Leeming, Nathan Mason, Oliver Roberts. Is this where Jake Connor got the injury? With a collision there with Josh Charnley.
Well, it seems to be A-OK there.
Well, he walks away limping, does he?
Oh, yeah.
Shins. Where are the shin guards? Neither of them got shin guards
Should
on.
roll the socks up, that's what she'd do. Wouldn't have happened in our day. Pull your socks up, lad.
You think that would have saved them, do you?
No. And what
bit
no, I'm not saying that. What they'll lose is he's got a lot of utility value. Play fullback, play centre, play winger, and play halfback. That's a push as well. So you're right, the rotation will be affected.
And that's the gamble, isn't it? When you look at both benches, you're going in, you've got a big side, you think it's going to be a forward-dominated game. But obviously when you lose an outside back, who's going to go out there? And this just helps.
Well, the referee spotted Oliver Gildart then, just knocking the ball out.
And again,
the tackle was completed.
And again, you were only a minute and a half away from half-time. Why on earth do you want to do something like that? Have the hands in underneath. They make it quite clear to the officials these days.
Here's Rapira, gets the
that
ball
looked
away.
a bit forward. The crowd thought so did I. Now then, can they make Wigan pay for this?
here comes Lawrence. He's big to pull down. Gregson managed to get to him though. There's Cruz Leeming. Now it's Leroy Cudjoe and Kyle Wood, keeping the movement going but not making any progress forward.
Will they go for the one here? No, they're going to drive again.
Not yet.
Little run around.
Cudjoe will bring it back towards the sticks. Maybe offer the chance for Brough later.
This is on the 4th now. Will it go early?
Well, Brough is in centre field, perfectly placed. And yes, he goes for it. Oh,
it's hit the bar and nearly bounced back. They could have scored a try from it. Boy, it's very rare that.
And that was tremendous reaction from Greg Burke. That came back off that bar like a bullet. And Burke was the man who responded.
It was a bend it like Beckham job, wasn't it? Boy, watch this. Whack! It could have gone anywhere.
Felt it like Brough.
Half-time siren sounds and Huddersfield with a 6-point lead. Could have been 7. Danny Brough denied with a drop goal by the thickness of the crossbar. 2 tries though from Ryan Brierley, his first in the Super League since his move from the Lee Centurions in the Championship. The first was the equaliser on is in store over the next 14 minutes.
Yeah, it should be exciting, and I'm sure that Paul Anderson, the Giants coach, will be very, very happy, not just with the scoreline, but I think that Sean Wayne has a little bit of a problem on this on their left-hand side in defence. That's where you'll find Gildart Tierney and also the standoff, the youngster Nick Gregson. And they improved late in that first half in their defensive qualities, but I'm sure that Anderson would have told them at half-time that, keep attacking that left-hand area in the Wigan defence.
Well, Wigan getting stuck in early here. I'm sure that Sean Wayne has called for a more aggressive approach in this second half. They fell off a few tackles in the first. They were prized open quite easily at times by the Huddersfield runners. He won't be happy with that, the Wigan coach. He only will take the optimum of effort from his men. And Sam Rapier is halted 10 metres inside his own half of the field. Danny Brough then going for a 40-20. Didn't quite get the angle right. And right down the middle of the field and into the arms of Dan Sargentson. Let's see what was said at half-time in those dressing rooms. Bill Arthur.
Eddie, it was what was said as they were leaving the field that intrigued me, because John Bateman, who's captaining the Wigan side, came off the field at the head of his team, and he was greeted by Sean Wayne on the touchline. Before they went to the dressing room, Sean Wayne had a word. John Bateman turned round and walked back out onto the pitch to talk to referee Joe Cobb about something. Now, further investigation has revealed that they're concerned about the ruck speed and the way the referee is refereeing that particular area of the game, and it's not doing any Wigan any favours. That's the feeling from the Warriors, and that's why they're not being able to build any momentum. Huddersfield will be very happy with that. Paul Anderson very happy with the situation they're in, apart from the fact that Jake Connor has gone for the rest of this game, could be gone for some time with a nasty ankle injury.
Well, I mentioned, Eddie, after the first 20 minutes that Wigan were getting the runaround, but Huddersfield and their coach Paul Anderson made it quite clear that they were slowing the Wigan players down and playing that ball quickly, and they've lost it. John Bateman has lost it, and that should be A-OK. Oh, that's dangerous, but they've got away with it.
Yes, they have. It was dangerous, it was risky, but the referee said stripped one-on-one, and he's right. And Gelling was hunting the possibility of a try there.
It's a try if Anthony Gelling picks
that
knock
on! Knock on by Jermaine McGilvray, right underneath his own post, 20 metres out.
Oh, that's a sin, and he knows it as well. Just a simple error. Oh, just lost control of it.
Yeah, well, the ruck speed's everything in the game, and both coaches will talk about dominating the ruck, make sure that you get numbers in, but that's a simple error from Jermaine McGilvray.
Tej, you've got to hang on to it. It's as simple as that. Too many errors, 4 or 5 in this second half.
Well, Wigan in the first half, Steve, they were just completing at 63%. When they're winning games this year, they're over 80%. So they've not been clinical enough, and to be fair, neither's Huddersfield in this game.
No, there's been plenty of errors, but I must say I've been impressed by both sides with their ability to try to keep it moving. The utilisation of the dummy runners, especially from Huddersfield, has been impressive.
Interesting view from Wigan of the slow ruck speed. Wigan are the masters at producing slow ruck speeds for their opponents. I remember the St Helens game on Good Friday. They were absolutely magnificent in that department. Slowed St Helens right down. St Helens couldn't get any momentum going, and here Wigan have lost a bit of momentum because that's a knock-on.
And again, I think that's the wrong option. The option was out the back. They had numbers, they had depth on that left edge. If the ball goes out the back, the dummy runner in Willie Isa have done everything it needed to do by sucking those Huddersfield defenders in.
Yeah, it's easy to see when you think that he's going to be just the dummy runner. That's pretty strong defence with Wigan, though. They're coming in on the angle, making sure that Huddersfield, which they did in that latter part of that first half, the Giants were very good at getting the ball out wide.
Huddersfield looking to get the ball down this left-hand side here. Akuma Tai is hassled to the ground by John Bateman. Wardle. And it was a difficult ball for Brough to pick up, and no wonder he just has a little look over his shoulder at Joe Wardle.
This should be a good kick. It's got to be.
Up it goes, high off the left boot of Brough. It's an old-fashioned up and under, is this? Shanley claims it brilliantly.
Oh boy, that was real Australian rules. That was amazing.
He leapt high, claimed it, and did well to evade those 4 blue jerseys that came at him. They go now down the left-hand side with Tierney, who backs off a would-be tackler, then straightens it up a bit. Sam Powell and Tony Clubb will trundle it down the middle, as he does so often in every match that we see him play.
If you do that, Eddie, and you get over the advantage line, yes, it's good, but you've got to play the ball a bit quicker.
Nice little run from Nick Gregson. He will stand and play to Willie Isa. This is Sam Powell. They're on the last tackle. The referee Joe Cobb has shouted 3 times that they are. This is another high-hanging kick. Oh, Sargentson claims it and then knocks it forward. And Aaron Murphy picks it up on the free play. This will be a 0 tackle, so 6 to go from here.
Well, the Giants down to only 12 men. I think it's Akuma Tai way out on that right-hand side. He doesn't look well at all. He's limping back, and the trainer's got to him.
This, meanwhile, is McGilvray. Such strength again on show from McGilvray. There is Akuma Tai. Looks like he got a bang in the eye or something. 40-20 attempt from Danny Brough. This is skipping away. Great kick from Danny Brough. Tremendous 40-20 from Brough.
He's a master. And I still go back to the best try I've seen this season. Okay, I've been ill for quite some time, but I've been watching on television
for a long time.
But
you've not been ill.
Honestly, that kick from Danny Brough in the first half.
But how does he get that kick away? Let's go back to that. How does he get that kick away? He gets the kick away because of the run from Jermaine McGilvray.
Yeah.
It's so important to get down and give your halfback something to play off. If you give him a quick play of the ball when they're under no pressure, look at the run here. He's committed. He runs in between 2 defenders and he's taking it to 2 big prop forwards. He gets up, plays the ball. Markers aren't really set. Kicks on the front foot.
Now then, can they produce something from this, the Huddersfield Giants? That 40-20 from Brough. He kicked more than anybody last year, did Danny Brough. And this is a big Jermaine McGilvray cutting inside. Greg Burke getting to him with Tony Clubb. And that is Oliver Roberts. He spins into trouble 10 metres away from the Wigan line. Cruz leaning. Goes down the right-hand side. Finds Kyle Wood. Short ball from him. It's Michael Lawrence. Solid defence from Wigan on tackle number 4. But Huddersfield inching ever closer. Leeming with a good ball. Chances here. And there was a chance for Nathan Mason. He's held up.
Bateman underneath him. Surely, well, they went for the 1 point to hit the crossbar. There's nothing wrong with having to go for 1 point here. Why not?
It's back to Brough. You've read the script. It's a good charge down. They're going to get 6 to go. And then a knock on. He couldn't take it in, Ryan Briley.
Well, it's furious, isn't it? Danny Brough. He had the right idea. Well, obviously a right idea that suggested it. It's as simple as that.
You've got to credit some of the bigger players in the game. The pressure again's been put on Danny Brough. I think it was Tony Clubb that gets off the line. Just get in the eye line, that's all you need to do. And just shot in Nathan Mason, but good defence to stop the big powerful prop forward. Gets underneath the ball, holds him up and denies the youngster from scoring a try.
The fact that Briley couldn't take that wickedly bouncing ball in off the charge down from Tony Clubb means that Wigan have this possession deep inside their own half of the field. And Sargentson, who's off, of course, another one. He and Charnley off at the end of this season, and Sargentson trying to speed that play the ball up, and he's drawn the penalty from Joe Cobb.
And this is what the Wigan players have to do. They've complained about it, about the referee Joe Cobb. If there's one way that you're going to just influence the man with the whistle, you struggle when you get the ball. Look, I can't get up and play the ball. You've got to show it. You've got to show that determination.
Club goes down. And the referee is on the back of Huddersfield here. That was Nathan Mason. And the referee wants movement. He gets it. Powell to Burke. And Matty Smith hits the line. Gets the ball away. Gelling gets it away from Aaron Murphy. Gives it to Charnley. Charnley goes down. Tackle number 3. 20 metres away. Gelling will have a run from dummy half. Wardle missed him first one up, and then they get him high. Who's Leeming was in there high.
Was he ever?
And so too was Oliver Roberts. Well, it was 6 of one.
Double package, wasn't it?
Yeah, 6 of one, 2 threes of the other.
It's 12, isn't it?
6 apiece. Smith to Gregson.
Oh, they nearly broke. Oh, not for the kick.
Nice
well
kick.
played. Yeah.
Yes. Jermaine McGilvery to the rescue.
He did well there. He's had a good game, Sargentson. He really has improved every single season. He found his way in the Wigan colours.
Well, they get away with it, they finish it well, but again, it's the passing, isn't it, that's letting them down.
But it's applying the pressure now, and he knows.
Angry young man, Dan Sargentson, at the moment. Angry. And a shame he's going to the NRL. I can understand exactly why. The Gold Coast Titans.
It's money, Eddie.
Highly attractive, and a bit of cash as well, but it's a shame he's a loss to the Super League, Dan Sargentson.
Certainly is. The way he's been playing.
And he's a loss to Wigan.
It's been a pleasure to watch.
Powell is at dummy half. Up the middle they come again with Greg Burke. He goes down, tackle number 2. Burke is on his back. And Cruz Leeming just taking long enough to delay the play of the ball again. This is Bateman.
Wigan's got to start looking to going to the tackles and then trying to twist and offload. They're just working on the system with Matty Smith controlling things all the time.
Gregson, fed by Smith. Gregson!
Oh, he's lost it.
The referee, I think, will hand this upstairs now it's gone dead. He was right on the spot, Joe Cobb. That's why he's given no try. But we will look, Stuart, for a little pinky to be on the end of this ball. Or was it dropped?
Well, we've seen it so many times this season where it looks like somebody's lost the ball and we just see part of their hand still remaining on the ball as it touches the ground, and that's all it'll need. And what does this one show us? Well, difficult to see from that angle whether there's any part of the ball. The referee has said no try on the field, so we've got to find something that'll prove otherwise. This should tell us. No,
it's lost it.
Looks like it's gone down the side of the ball, doesn't it, from that angle?
It's a shame as well, because it was a brave effort. Put the arm out like that, and I think that'll be conclusive now.
Yeah, but the hand's still on it. The hand is still on the ball, Stuart.
Yeah, but there's not downward pressure.
The hand's still on the ball, though, isn't it?
Does that matter these days, downward pressure?
Well, downward pressure is certainly part of it, but he's got to have the hand on the top half of the ball, really, as it's going down. If it's on the side of the ball, then that wouldn't count.
So if it's on the top half of the ball on the side, it would?
Yes. On the top half of the ball, as long as that's on the ground there. I don't think there's enough evidence there to overturn the on-field referee's decision.
So Ben Taylor's having a good look at this.
For what it's worth, I agree with Stuart. It's wonderful play from young Nick Gregson. Lovely footwork. He just doesn't control the ball. Not enough for me.
No, his hand's going down the side of the ball. It's not on the top. I don't think this try will be allowed. I think we'll go with the on-field referee's decision of no try.
Ben Taylor is taking his time. He knows that this is a crucial call.
It's that shot there.
Yeah, but
it's down the side.
There's no downward pressure. That's what it states in the laws of the game.
Barry and Terry say they're only a guideline anyway. Let's see what is said here. He agrees, Ben Taylor. He agrees.
The fans don't like it.
No, they won't like it.
And that's
won't like it either.
And that's the reason why, Eddie, it's been such a wonderful, wonderful thing to bring to our game. is the video referee.
But it is, but the video referee is under pressure with the decision that goes upstairs. And if Joe Cobb had that in his back of his mind, Stuart, that it was no try, why not give it as a no try?
Well, sometimes you don't always see what you think you see, and you know we've seen many occasions in the past where
Stuart, I'll back that up when you were reffing.
yeah, we've seen in the past where the referee's awarded one thing and it's clearly the other.
This is at normal speed,
and isn't that difficult to see that though?
And that's real
speed?
time. Yeah, that's real time. That's what the referee's making his decision based on.
Solid run from Michael Lawrence. Meanwhile, as Huddersfield look to respond.
And it's good to, you can see that the Giants are going to work hard because, mentally, Wigan will be thinking, we should have, surely that was a try. They've got to get their minds back on the job. It's a high kick once again. It's a beautiful bomb.
Oh, now then, was he taken out there? Was Jermaine McGilvery taken out?
No.
Was another Shepherd there?
No, Lewis Tierney, I think, stood his ground there. Jermaine McGilvery was maybe looking at the ball as that was coming down. Lewis Tierney's there. Dan Sargington doesn't step across him.
Lewis Tierney does.
Well, Tierney's actually in position before McGilvery, so he'll be allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's fine, that, Eddie.
Oh, Wigan have got a penalty now. That will please them.
And again, lack of composure. It's just those silly things, giving away the silly penalty. You can see it was quite high as well. You're running the roost. You're 6 points in front.
Penalty count in the second half, 4-0 in Wigan's favour. Ben Flower looking to turn that sort of penalty advantage into points up the end of the field that they're attacking now, and they're attacking from left to right as we watch. And Bateman spinning his way a little bit further forward.
He's pinched the ball. He's pinched the ball one-on-one.
Well, Wardle thinks he has. The referee said get up and play the ball because I think he called hell.
Neither one of them's going to back down either, are they? Joe Wardle, John Bateman.
Been a good battle that has been between those two. Here's Matty Smith, drops the pass off.
Oh, what a hit! Oh. Well, luckily the official had called held. I'm not so sure the ball carrying arm had hit the deck. Either way.
Ben Flower to his feet, plays the ball to Powell. Smith then to Bateman, drops the pass off Sargington. He finds Gelling from a standing start, nearly had it pinched again from him by Akuma Tai.
We're watching him closely now, aren't they?
Well, he's so dangerous, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Smith with a crossfield kick, looking for the chasers. Oh, and it's dropped into the arms here of Willie Isa, and it's got an extra set of 6 because it came off a Huddersfield player first. Gregson pulled to the ground by Michael Lawrence. Powell just delayed the pass, found Smith. Here is young Wells.
Come on, forward, spinning the tackle, and come bodies on that second phase.
Jack Wells went down somewhat awkwardly then. Picks himself up, plays the ball. It's Smith. Smith gets a short ball away to Sargington. 2 men standing firm.
Good defence there. Danny Bruff went right round the legs.
Powell, they come down the short side. Gelling, oh, what a hit that was from Murphy.
Well, that's how to close the play down on Gelling, isn't it? Hit him like that.
Oh, Powell, the referee will give the penalty against Huddersfield, and I tell you what, they're now on a warning. They're on a team warning because that is the 5th on the run in the opening quarter now of this second half that's gone against Huddersfield.
If they get away with this, the Giants, they will be very fortunate indeed. That's a little bit scared.
In the
Yeah, it's got to go.
Is it Rapira? Is it Big Sam? No,
I think it's Nathan Mason.
Nathan Mason.
Yeah, Sam Rapira was in the tackle as well.
Well, it was odds on, and as soon as it went straight into the chin of Flower, the yellow card was out.
Bateman driving it in. So 6 penalties at the start of this second half after John Bateman sent back to have a word with the referee, and the try has come up for Bateman.
Yeah, quick play the ball on this occasion, and Bateman, he's had a fine game as well.
Great try from the dummy half position by John Bateman, the England international. He got his 70th appearance for Wigan in just 2 years against Castleman last week. He's just netted his 5th try of the campaign, and providing Matty Smith's angle with the boot, the scores will be level at the end of this.
Again, they're on the warning, and this is the high shot, and Mason knows And so does the coach, Paul Anderson. Oh no, there's the yellow card. Well spotted by Joe Cobb, and well spotted in the fact from the dummy half, John Bateman. Very, very quick. See how low he put himself. That's a great effort.
Well, they've upped the tempo in the second half. They're winning penalties. They're going into the tackle really strong. They're carrying the ball. The forwards doing the job. And they're asking more questions.
They're asking more questions. They asked a question, Stuart, of the referee as they left the field about the slow ruck speed. Sean Wayne, brilliant at the psychological battle. Has he put a little doubt in the back of the mind, Joe Cobb? Has he raised the question, is that why we're going to have had all the penalties at the start of this second half?
I would be very disappointed if he was. Joe's had a very good first half. I didn't particularly think there was a problem with the ruck speed. You make your own ruck speed with the way you go into the tackle, and I think Wigan have just been a little bit better at it this second half.
They certainly came out with more energy, didn't they, in the second half? There's no doubt about that. Matty Smith then to level the scores. And Matty Smith does level the scores. It's 12 apiece.
Well, we talk about the play the ball speed. There was nothing wrong with the fact how Bateman soon went into dummy half and scored the try. So there's no complaint from that. Look at this. This is TRY time, folks. Good effort.
He's a fierce competitor, John Bateman. When I was in my teens, I used to enjoy watching the Wigan club of the 80s and the 90s, and one of my favourite players, partly because he played for Oldham before he played for Wigan, was Andy Goodway. And I think John Bateman reminds me in so many ways of Andy Goodway, especially his competitive spirit.
Steve-O's tip at the start of this year for Man of Steel, John Bateman.
And I still feel that by the end of the season, his fellow players around in Super League probably will feel the same way. He's a great player.
Lewis Steely with a little run from dummy half. We have two more matches coming for you this weekend here on Sky Sports Live. We have Saints against Leeds tomorrow at 7:30 Sky Sports 2, and on Saturday tea time we'll be in Perpignan with the Dragons against the Red Devils, and that's on Sky Sports 2 as well at 5 to 5.
Eddie, I mentioned Oldham. It's only right and proper that we give them one last well done for a fantastic victory in the Challenge Cup last weekend. Well done to Scott Naylor and the boys.
Are you a closet Oldham supporter?
I am a very much up front Oldham Rugby League supporter.
He's an Oldham Rugby legend.
Is that right?
Or so he tells me.
Is that right? Wigan injury news from Bill.
Yeah, problem for Sean Wayne, because Talima Tautai, who was one of their better players in the first half, has not featured so far in the second since he limped off and went straight to the dressing room towards the end of that first half. And I know he had a lot of treatment at half time, and he's still sitting up in the dugout. I suspect it could be a calf injury. Now, they might not be able to send him back on. There's certainly no sign of him warming up. Eddie, you mentioned earlier on Her Majesty the Queen celebrating her 90th birthday today, and I'm happy to say that a Wigan supporter watching in Dublin is 84 years old today, so happy birthday to Betty Mooney, who is watching us as well as Her Majesty the Queen.
We hope so. By royal appointment, Sky Sports and the First Utility Super League.
Wow, Lizzie and Betty together.
I think you'll end up in the tower the more you refer to Her Majesty in that way.
Fingers crossed.
Oh, beautiful break!
What a break. Cudjoe, brilliant pass. This is Jermaine McGilvery. That's a hat-trick for Ryan Briley.
Oh, outstanding.
They have scored some fantastic tries tonight, and the three of them have gone in Briley's direction. That was out of the top drawer, the handling then from Huddersfield. They're just back in it, Wigan, and Huddersfield respond with the Ryan Briley hat-trick, his 16th of his career, his first for his new club.
Well, I said that Wigan would have a few problems on that left-hand side in defence, but that was sheer quality, sheer skill. Cudjoe back on the inside, the beautiful pass, and like all fullbacks and hookers as well. Back on that blind side, did very well there, didn't he? Look at that. That is worth seeing time and time again.
I think you might on the Phil Clark 5 on the website this week somehow.
Well, two scintillating tries.
Phil Clark 5, SkySports.com Rugby League on a Monday. And I think we've seen at least two of the contenders for this week. And this is only the first match of round 12. Danny Brough then now to try and add the extras and restore the Giants' 6-point advantage with an hour gone. Down to 12 men, remember. They still have the man in the sin bin. Brough has added the extras, and Huddersfield, they now lead 18 points to 12. The Ryan Briley hat-trick. Enjoy this.
Yeah, well, he set the championship alight, didn't he, for all those years when he played at least Centurions, and he's come into this Huddersfield side. He was chased by Paul Anderson because he can do things like this, and to come in, score a hat-trick at Wigan, he'll be absolutely over the moon. Great play from a great youngster.
Yes, tremendous play from Briley, 24 years of age. He will come of age, I think, in the Super League. I really do think he will. He was outstanding in the Championship. Scored tries for fun. You know, he got 30, let me just check, 37 I think it was. Yes, 37 tries last year for League.
A good story, a good lesson for some of the younger players. He was shown the door by Castleford, didn't fit in, joined the Lee Centurions, had to pick his career back up, and able to get in the first team at the Tigers, and look where he is in now, doing a tremendous job. I think he's yet to establish himself in this team, his place and where he'll fit within the structure of it, but for now he'll just get on the end of stuff, and as long as he can keep coming up with players like that, then Paul Anderson will keep on picking him.
Is it possible that this team that at the moment is sitting at the foot of the table can go on a run like they did last year and get themselves into the Super 8s?
Of course it is. We've just seen that. The experienced players, the man in your picture, the coach, Paul Anderson. He's never panicked. Never ever panicked, and everyone said, get rid of him. And he's been down that road before. And he knows that he's got a talented squad. Listen, when you nil Warrington, who at that time were at the top of the table, and you find yourself 6 points in front of a great Wigan side, of course they can.
And when you look at him, Jermaine McGilvray is playing really well. You've got Kumatai, looks the best I've seen him play since he's come over there. And you've got Hinchcliffe as well, another player with great experience that really leads from the front.
Barry mentioned the Oldham victory in the Challenge Cup. They beat Hull Kingston Rovers. If Huddersfield hang on to a victory here at Wigan tonight, this week will get even worse for Hull KR, because if Huddersfield win tonight, they'll be bottom of the table. They will replace the Huddersfield Giants at the foot of the pile. Does it get any worse?
There's still plenty of work to go here, though, Eddie.
We'll see Huddersfield and Leeds on the 29th. And the night before that, we see Warrington and Wigan. All that next weekend.
Oh, this ball's spiralling all over the place. Wigan's come out with it. Bateman's gone away.
Again. Oh, he was tackled without the ball, then surely by Wardle. I don't think the referee's seen it that way. He's giving the scrum feed to Wigan.
Well, I think he was committed to the tackle then, Wardle. You know, he was behind him, and as he goes to put the kick in, I actually think he's committed, and I think this should be just the scrum for the ball going into touch. He's committed there.
But what about the strength that we've seen from John Bateman there? Huddersfield paid the price of allowing that ball to bounce. You can see that Briley has taken that out. No problems with that. He's got it right, head and feed to the Warriors.
So Wigan might respond here. We might get a quick response from the Warriors, as we had a quick response from the Giants to the Wigan try. Head and feed 10 metres out. Powell gets it to Gregson. Gregson is clattered to the ground by Ryan Hinchcliffe. Here is Lee Mossop. Mossop taking them ever closer. The red for danger lights are flashing for Huddersfield here, with Smith to Gelling to Charnley. That's good defence. That's great tackle from Brough.
Was it ever?
Gelling is the dummy half. Gelling will go for one himself from dummy half, a la John Bateman not long ago. He goes down just short.
Smith screaming for it. He wants it.
Well, they're all lined up down that left-hand side. It'll go to Smith. Then he gets the ball into centre field to Ryan Sutton.
Young Gregson's out there on that left-hand side. Will they utilise him as a dummy runner? Smith has got it. Kicked it through.
Nice kick.
Oh, only just got it away in the end.
Leroy Cudjoe, was it, with the right boot that shoved it into row G or H. Almost a real schmozzle.
Was it ever?
Whoop.
It was a shocker, wasn't it? And he was there.
Ben Flower was hunting.
He was only fingertips away from him. Look at that. Straight down the thighs and drop down to the knees. Nowhere else to go.
Goal line dropout. Danny Brough, of course, will take the goal line dropout. He's receiving some running repairs.
Yeah, he's a master at this, is Danny Brough. Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but I can't help being injured. And then he'll come up with a beautiful drop kick.
Something to talk about with John Wells at full time. Sky Sports 3 here after we finished. Well, that's not the best drop kick from Danny Brough that we've seen. And he's not in any great rush to join the defensive line here. He's walking back.
It's his right leg. It's not the left leg. So he's okay for the kick. But you're right. It wasn't the best.
Lee Mossop.
But Wigan's got to change a little bit of their tactics. They've just tried to use the dummy runner and strength all the time. A little bit of quality and skill, perhaps.
Gregson might find it. Mighty Smith might hear his Sargentson. Gelling on the charge at full pelt. Gets the ball away somehow to Charnley. Another great offload from Gelling.
He's a magician, isn't he?
How did he get his arms free for that? Here is Sargentson. Little stutter from Sargentson, gives it then to Matty Smith. He then gives it to Ryan Sutton. He goes down under the challenge from Akuma Tai. Sam Powell wants to get on with it. He finds Matty Smith. Smith with a bullet pass to Gregson. Short ball then from him. Willie Isa. And he is held up short again. It's great Huddersfield defence so far. Can they hold out? Can they hold out? Sargentson! Yes, they can.
What
yes,
a tremendous... That is outstanding. Oh, Kyle Wood got underneath it. And I think you'll find that Michael Lawrence was underneath that as well. Well, that's outstanding defence. I mean, they were very, very good last week. Paul Anderson made it quite clear, the coach. It looked for all the world that the fullback Sargentson was going to sneak in.
Sorry, Steve, they've had to do a heck of a lot of defending. A lot of it close to their own line. They've only missed 13 tackles all night. That's less than one a player. And when they've had to be under stress and get up and make a decision, they've made a right one.
Well, they've got their man back from the sin bin. It was Nathan Mason, of course, so they're up to the full complement. They've taken the lead. Well, he's been off the field, conceded one and taken the lead, regained the lead.
Well, they're on the fourth tackle now. Wigan do not give away a silly penalty. A bit of composure is needed here. Nice step. What a big game he's at tonight.
Yes, he's been impressive tonight, Leroy Cudjoe, and he backs himself up to the 40-metre mark, which gives presumably Danny Brough a little bit of breathing space for the kick. There it is. Up and high and down the right-hand side, and collected by Lewis Tierney, who will try and run it back. Lewis Tierney on the wing tonight, of course. He began the season at full-back, but hasn't Sargentson fitted into that position well?
He certainly has. He doesn't mind just linking into the three-quarter line either. But good upper body strength, very, very strong indeed.
Bateman once again.
Well, if there's one man on the Wigan side that's going to change the pattern and put them back into this game, you've got to be looking for the likes of Gelling and Bateman. They really have been the two that have caused a lot of problems.
Eisler gets the ball wide. Here is Oliver Gildart. Cudjoe misses him first time. Michael Lawrence was there to help out Kyle Wood. Now it's with Smith. Here is Ryan Sutton again. Sutton gets it to Bateman. Good hands from him to Gelling. Charnley waits outside. Ball goes back on the inside though. And Sargentson is clattered to the floor. Quick play the ball. Gelling, it's the last tackle here. Matty Smith will get home for Wigan.
He's got it down. He's definitely got it down.
That's great play from the England scrum half on his 45th consecutive appearance. And his last absence was in the home win against the Giants last February. Great try from Matty Smith. They just injected pace for the last tackle. And Matty Smith over. Should convert and we'll be level again with less than 12 minutes to go.
Well, there was always going to be a question mark on how long the Giants could keep Wigan out. They've had to defend, and that little dummy, and Matty Smith went on his own. He's not the quickest halfback in the world, but watch this. That little dummy was sufficient. There was 4 Giants around him, but he comes out on top, gets a vital 4 points, and surely he'll have the extra 2, tie it all up, and then you'll have to go back to that point. Danny Brough, just before half-time, hits the crossbar. 2 minutes into the second half, Danny Brough gets it charged down by Flowers. That could be the turning point.
Well, there is Danny Brough. Hates to concede. Knows it's all going to be level in a moment. 11 minutes to go. Matty Smith, 3 goals from 3 against Huddersfield in round 2 at third place in the victory. And he made his Super League debut for St Helens against Huddersfield 10 years ago, 2006. This kick for level pegging with 11 minutes left. And that's where we are. 18-all.
Whenever the Warriors have been near their opponent's try line, they've tried to play out the back, and they're renowned for those shapes that they throw at defences. A front runner, and it goes behind, and there's 1, 2, 3 versions of that. But whenever they've straightened their attack up, they've really caused problems. Matty Smith, he looks over his left shoulder, he sees that pattern is set, he decides against it, straightens up, and gets the ball over the white line, and gets his side back into this game.
With his first try on home soil since he scored against Huddersfield in the playoffs 2 years ago.
And what a vital try it could turn out to be.
Well, now Huddersfield have to try again.
And it's just eyes up rugby. When Matty Smith gets that ball, Anthony Gelling gets out from dummy half. He doesn't really know what's on. Passes it to Matty Smith, who spots a late retreater in the defensive line for Huddersfield and goes straight at him, because that's where the gap is. Another strong carry, keep pumping those legs forward.
Yeah, Lee Mossop did really well then, almost up to halfway. Here comes Bateman once more. He's been big. Gelling has been big tonight for Wigan.
Certainly has, and you can see that they're getting over the advantage line, and that means
solid run.
Yeah, but that means, Eddie, that they are now playing the ball a lot quicker.
Is it a 1-pointer here from Matty Smith? Matty Smith's gone for it. The crowd will tell the referee, and he will signal that the 1 point will be given to the Wigan scrum half. He's back, Steve-O.
Happy return.
He loves it.
Happy return. And that, I can assure you, could be the difference.
Well, Wigan have kicked
Watch
on.
Brough, watch it ricochet off the crossbar. Bang! And then he gets it at the other end just after resumption at half-time, and they charged it down. It's all a matter of taking your chances. You know, a lot of people keep saying to me, it's not worth 1 point. Drop goal.
What would 1 point be worth then?
Well, yeah, 1.5.
Yeah, well, if you do 2, then it's 2 points.
It'd be a 2 pointer then, wouldn't it?
Get 3, you'll get 3.
Well, they're happy with 1, and Matty Smith's happy with the 7 points that he's just come up with to take Wigan from 18-12 down to 19-18 up. And Lewis Tierney now.
That was good play. Good play by the winger. Made valuable metres forward.
Well, he's making Lewis Tierney go back where he's tackled.
Well, he called hell. Simple as that.
Yes, but he's moved off the mark, and is the inference. Here though is Gelling. Brough's after him. Brough collars him. He gets the ball away though again, brilliantly in the offload to Charnley.
He's unbelievable, Gelling, when he carries that ball.
He's got
Go,
some,
go,
oh,
go
there's
for
another one
the
in the
2
sin
point.
bin. There's someone else in the sin bin. He's pointing at, is it Aaron Murphy?
It is. Professional foul.
Well, they're going to have to do without him for the remainder of the match.
Now, will they go for the 2? No, they're a bit wide out.
No, they fancy their chances for a try here against the 12 men again. Ryan Sutton. That could have been the moment when Huddersfield lost this game and Wigan won it. Powell, Bateman driving for the line again, and he's hauled back by 4. Right on the Huddersfield line, Powell fires it to Smith, short ball from him, solid run again from Ben Flower. He'll pick himself up. Not happy with the attention he was receiving. Plays the ball, Powell. Back he comes then to Gregson. Short ball from him to Willie Isa. Again, Huddersfield having to work overtime in defence. Gregson goes down that left-hand side again, finds Sargentson, and Sargentson comes back in field, gets the ball away, and it goes off the legs of the Huddersfield defender Michael Lawrence, and the Giants survive.
He just got a little bit too excited to the fullback Dan Sargentson there. Boy, they're in a great position to apply the pressure. You know, when the likes of Matty Smith out there...
This will do Huddersfield a power of good. It won't do anything for the nerves of the Wigan supporters or the coach.
Go down to the wire, this.
Giants aren't out of this game whenever they've got defensive efforts like Michael Lawrence on Dan Sargentson. There you see the anguish.
I think that was Huddersfield's first penalty of the second half.
They've been under pressure. Since they've come out in the second half, they've been under pressure. Wigan have looked the quickest. Most things they seem to be running, very committed. But they've got a great opportunity here now, Huddersfield.
Well, they have the 12 men. The 12 men who scored a try, conceded a try with Nathan Mason off the field. Back to 12 men. This is Ryan Hinchcliffe.
Good work as well by the hooker. He's got them in a good position.
Kyle Wood. Lawrence.
Now then, what has Danny Brough got up his sleeve?
Will they go for the 1 point and settle for a draw at this stage? Brough goes for it.
He's got it.
Well, they tell him behind their post now that he has kicked it, and the referee agrees. 19 all. 19 all square, 6 to go.
Well, he failed on 2 occasions before, but he gave himself plenty of time. Just sneaked it in there on that left-hand side.
Sam Powell did his best.
Did he ever? Just how it went. And you're right, Eddie, the Giants fans have come over on the Pennines. They made it quite clear to the official, Joe Cobb. Oh, I must say, I know Wigan complained about his handling of the play, the ball, etc., but I think Joe Cobb has had a belter of a game tonight.
Huddersfield did really well, and it's always the little things that get you the big gains in rugby league. The pass was right on the money. That meant that Danny Brough could slot it where he wanted, but the quality pass was from 9 and acting half.
Willie Isa stood his ground then when Sam Rapira came charging at him. Here goes Jermaine McGilvray.
That's the challenge when you bring the ball back, when you've scored a try. You've got to run with conviction, you've got to tackle with conviction. But they seem to have it all on now here now, Huddersfield.
Well, they've got plenty of tackles in the bag, and you can see they're pretty close to the halfway line.
They are. Lawrence goes down, tackle number 3, just short of that midpoint of the pitch. Hinchcliffe and Brough. What can he conjure up here? Makumatai, that's good defence from Smith. He still managed to get the ball away though. Getting does well. He's saying that he had pushed.
I think his arm was
over the line.
Not according to the touch judge,
who was closer to it than anybody.
Now then, one more drive.
His arms.
One more drive. Oh, he's gone for the high bomb.
He has.
Look at him curling the ball. It's going to be difficult.
Sargentson's lost it. The ball. This is McGilvray. He gets it away. And to the rescue, Josh Charnley again.
How on earth did Charnley come up with that?
Oliver Roberts was looking to offload the ball, and Josh Charnley just picked his pocket.
Well, I'm surprised that Brough went for the big bomb. He was in a pretty good position.
Well, it nearly worked out.
That was
for
a
him.
great option. I think, Steve.
A heck of a kick.
Yeah, well, they could lose. They could have won if they'd got that extra point. You've got to understand that there's only about 4 minutes remaining. Charnley sneaks it.
Willie Isa. Lawrence hangs on to him, helped out by Josh Johnson. 4 tackles gone, still inside their own half. Ryan Sutton gives it to Smith. Smith then to Sargentson, been busy as well, over the top from Sargentson to Charnley. Charnley is down a blind alley. Wardle and Brough bring him to ground. Last tackle then for Wigan. Matty Smith, that's charged down. Now then, this will be head and feed to Wigan, won't it? Yes, it is.
He wants to see whether it was a charge down or a ricochet. I don't think anybody's charged it down. He just turned it away. Did the ball hit the man, Stuart?
I think the ball's hit the man there. Roberts is going in the defensive line. He sees it coming and he's taking evasive action, really. I don't think he's playing at that ball.
I think he's charging that down, Oliver Roberts, who's running towards the kicker.
He's turning his body.
No, he's got his arms up in the air. He's charging that down, Steve.
His job is putting pressure on the kicker. So when he's running at him, he's the one who's trying to make him come up with a poor kick.
He wasn't.
He's
He wasn't
advancing towards the ball. He's advancing towards the ball. The boys are right.
Yeah, I just think that if your job is to put pressure on the half-back, and you've gone out there, that's it. That's definitely a charge down.
Well, this is a great opportunity here for another 1 point from Matty Smith or somebody, because they're beginning this set 40 metres away from the Huddersfield posts.
Well, the boys chastised me for saying that Danny Brough went for the huge bomb rather than going for the one. I don't think Wigan will mess around. Oh, I'm not so sure going out that way is going to be it, because all you need now is a big forwards down the middle.
Well, Sargentson takes it that way.
That's good stuff.
Johnson hangs on to him with a little bit of help from Oliver Roberts. Sam Powell. Sutton will take it further up the middle of the park. Where are we now? Never drawn, these two, in 42 Super League games.
Will they go early? Will they go early,
Minutes
Eddie?
away. Well, Smith is there. No, they're running it with Bateman. Who else? Bateman has seen space. This might be the moment.
It's got to be.
This might be the moment. Matty Smith has dropped back in the pocket. Matty Smith has kicked it. Matty Smith gets the 1 point of the Wigan, but Nottingham ahead, 20 points to 19.
And like I said, the Warriors did not turn it around. The Warriors didn't go for the bomb. Danny Brough should have gone for the 1 point when he had the opportunity. And Mr. Smith, boy, is he in charge now? Look at this. Sensational. The Wigan fans. What a game. They've nearly made a real meal of that.
But again, what do you trace it back to? You trace it back to the play of the ball. You trace it back to the run from John Bateman. Flashes across the back of the ruck. Comes up with a decent, quick play of the ball. The Huddersfield players can't get set and put pressure on Matty Smith. And now it's just simple rugby. One-up carries here. Let's not go out there and we don't need to win the game again, boys. We've already done that.
2 drop goals tonight from Matty Smith gives them a 1 point advantage as we approach the last minute. Remember at Hull this year, when they won the match by a point, it was 2 drop goals from Matty Smith. It might not possibly be the Matty Smith drop goals. It's a Dan Sargentson try. It's a Dan Sargentson try that wraps the winner for the Wigan Warriors. Delighted, Dan Sargentson, and so he should be, because that crowns a wonderful individual display from him.
He seems to be playing at a different speed in the second half in particular. When he chimes into the line, he comes and it's in like full speed. As soon as he gets that ball, he's challenged Huddersfield on the edge all night. Again, look at it. He's come from behind the ruck. The nice little soft hands to Anthony Gelling, and then the confidence just to keep pushing up with Josh Jarley. He knows that it's a 3-on-2, and this is what you love when you see teams that go out there and win. They play the game because they love the sport, and winning games means so much to players. They don't play the game just for money, they play the game for the sheer enjoyment. And Dan Sargentson, as you quite rightly say, Eddie, he has been brilliant in this game.
Yes, he has. That's grounds the win for Wigan. It grounds a wonderful performance from Dan Sargentson, who is headed off to the NRL in 2017. And he cannot believe it either. But I'll tell you something, Wigan should believe, and Huddersfield, well, they have gone so close to causing an upset here tonight. But Wigan are going to the top of the first utility Super League table. Matty Smith adds the extras. That confirms the victory by 26 points to 19. They're top. Huddersfield climb off the bottom. Hull Kingston Rovers are jumped to the foot of the table without having played here tonight. Their week has gone from bad to worse. And well, what a great game that was for a Thursday night in the Super League. A real contest. And a Martian dropping in here wouldn't have realised that Huddersfield were bottom of the table. They played really well, but they've gone home empty.
Well, they went down to the wire, didn't it? And the drop goal that took it away, and Steve-O said that maybe that Wigan should have gone for another drop goal, and Huddersfield should have gone for another drop goal, but instead they chose to kick the ball high in the air. But they'll get an awful lot from that performance, Huddersfield. And Paul Anderson knows that he's got a little gem in Ryan Brierley, scoring a hat-trick. He was phenomenal. And Ryan Sutton, Ben Flower led from the front. Great response. from Huddersfield. Great performance from Wigan.
Yes, great win for Wigan. A great performance from Huddersfield as well. And poor old Ryan Briley, a hat-trick, and yet he still ends up